What's up, y'all? Back again, man. Don't never stop. That grind don't never stop. Hit that like and hit the sub and comment as well. Also hit them notifications too. Look, I'm gonna say it like this. I don't think that LeBron has that long left in order to win a title. His window of opportunity is closing. Okay, and that's not to talk down on LeBron. That's not to be negative, but LeBron as of lately has been getting little knick-knack injuries here and there that show, okay, the end is near. He can't quite he can't quite be the locomotive and have that diesel type energy that he once used to. Uh, Look, if you're looking for me to sit up here and shit on this dude about, okay, well, he had to get a super team and all this other stuff, I got my feelings about that, and believe it or not, I'm not even tripping on the fact that he got Westbrook there. I mean, he already got AD there, and the other thing that you got to look at is that KD got Harden and Kyrie in Brooklyn, and they still were unsuccessful. Now injuries played a they played a part in that. I have to be fair to them, but nevertheless, that still was their plan to do that. But to sit up here and say that LeBron is the same in year 18 as he was his second or third year in the league, you must be smoking. You must be smoking what Labrador, like Cheech and Chong said, because that's not happening. And but I'm not praying on LeBron's downfall, but we have to look at it like this. We have to dissect this really. Okay, you're going into another season. Uh, you had problems with your ankle. You had some people, they would think that it was a sports hernia. You had problems with that. You're growing. You've gotten cramps from time to time. Your body can only take so much. Now, is this going to take the pressure off of LeBron? Him having Westbrook there and AD? Yeah, it might. And him making the move to power forward and AD making the move to center, that's not really a big, to me, that's not really a big deal. That's not a big deal because, as I said before, the game is positionless. It's positionless basketball. So whether you play the power forward, whether you play the point guard, it really don't make no difference. It really doesn't matter. What matters is if you're gonna be successful on the court by producing no matter what position that you play. Because Jokic is listed as the center, but guess what? He's handling the ball the majority of the time. So you telling everybody that you're gonna play power forward and all this other stuff. Man, you don't even need to say that. Matter of fact, you don't even need to say anything. I would rather, being that we live in this social media age, everybody broadcasts everything on the ground, on Facebook, on YouTube, whatever. They're gonna say they Twitter, whatever. They're gonna want it to be known. But really, do you see Giannis? Yeah, he make his little TikTok videos and he does this, he does that, but you don't see him on social media every 5 minutes. You don't see a lot of players, like Kawhi Leonard. He's not on social media every 5 minutes, even though he's had it down for. But I'm saying when he was successful and everything, and that's probably the only thing I probably maybe knock on LeBron, besides maybe a few other things. But other than that, I think he's a wonderful talent, man. But his window of opportunity is closing, man. It's really closing. Uh, do I think that LeBron orchestrated this whole thing? No, I don't. I don't. They see Russell Westbrook has been planning to come to LA. I told everybody this. I told everybody this maybe about 2 3 months ago that this was going to happen. This was going to happen earlier in the season, and people thought that I was crazy. People were like, "Man, Westbrook ain't going from Washington to LA and everything." I was like, "Okay," because it was around the time when Ben Simmons, when Indiana was had put the deal on the table with the 76ers. It was around that time, and I knew it was going to happen. So we can't sit up here and just assume, okay, well, LeBron had a lot to do with this. He orchestrated everything. Nah, it wasn't all LeBron. It wasn't all him. A lot of other players want to come over there too. Like uh, DeMar DeRozan was interested in. I mean, at one point, unless his feelings have changed, he said he was willing to take a pay cut. Uh, those guys were willing to take a pay cut to come over there. So we can't sit here and just assume, okay, well, it was LeBron. No, it wasn't. It wasn't all him. I can actually say that it wasn't all him this time. You know, and Russell Westbrook, he wanted to play at home. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Some people want to play at home. Baron Davis, he played for the Clippers his last go route. I think it was New York and then the Clippers. And that's home. Inglewood or Compton rather. L.A., Compton, Inglewood, all that, whatever. It don't matter. Same area. Don't matter. But his window of opportunity is closing right now. His window of opportunity is closing. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you this too. Uh, if if he doesn't get it done this year, they now I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it because every super team that's put together, it's not a super team until you actually win, until you actually produce. So we can say super team all we want to, but until they actually win the damn game, until they actually win the championship or whatever, then what are we talking about here? But see, when they lose, they'll be like, "Oh, well, you had a super team and you couldn't get it done." But then when they win, it's like, "Oh, well, hey, they had a super team and all this other stuff." So which one is it? But now nobody has no any type of excuses now, because everybody's talking about how they stack the deck and all this other stuff. You still got to go out there and you still got to execute. AD still has to be healthy. LeBron still has to be healthy and make sure that he's not burning off energy in these twilight zone years of his career. Russell Westbrook has to, for one, remain healthy because he's had some injuries over the last couple of years too. We can't forget about Russell Westbrook and his injury struggles that he's went through too as he's gotten older. So he has to remain healthy, and more importantly, he has to play a smart brand of basketball. And I got faith. I got faith. I got faith in Russell Westbrook. More than anything, I would like Russell Westbrook to succeed because he's been to the final one time, so he's gotten a taste of what playing playing in that type of environment truly is. Now he was young, didn't really know too much at that time, but he still had a taste of it. He still sniffed it a little bit, and he's like, man, I'm itching to get right back to there. And he's been there. He's been in the league for over a decade or more. So now it's like, man, this girl need to come on. Now it's like, hey, I'm ready to get back there. And see, that's the thing. It, like with Chris Paul, okay. See, Russell Westbrook and Chris Paul, guys like that, they work extremely hard on their game. They work extremely hard on their game. It's just the fact that they haven't gotten to the promised land. They haven't been able to do what is necessary, or been blessed with the opportunity to go after that Larry O'Brien. And then as far as AD is concerned, listen, AD, as I've said before, he's the best player on the planet uh, in terms of his position when it comes to the big man position when healthy. But it's not the skill. It's not I don't care, man. AD's not soft like how some people are saying this guy's soft. He's not soft, man. Like it's just the fact he gets injured all the time. Like everybody's body is not built the same. So if you fall on the floor or you sprain your ankle or something like that, just because LeBron can tie his shoe up and go right back out there, that AD probably can't do that because their feet are different. So it's unfair for you to keep calling him soft or something like that. Now, mentally, mentally, you might that's up for debate a little bit, but even then, AD has shown himself to be a strong-minded individual when they needed him. It's just his thing is all about being healthy, and he needs to be relied upon. You can't sit up here and act like when AD went out, it was a letdown to LeBron. And see, That's another thing right there too. What if, okay, if I'm not putting the energy out in the atmosphere, but what if something negative takes place? He's got to be prepared for that. Then, LeBron can't sit up there and be like, you know what, man, you got to be mentally strong enough to say, okay, you know what, I got to put this on. I got to put this on my back. But at the same token, 19 years in the league, he can't. It's going to be difficult, I should say, for him to carry that amount of weight like he used to. Because you can only do so much. Jordan struggled with it when it was just him and Rodman, and Pippen was gone. He did it, but I'm telling you, man, it took a lot out of him. It took a lot. It took so much out of him that he was a volume shooter in '97 and '98. And shout out to Two Raw for TV because he put this in perspective about Jordan's last his last 2 years there. Uh, Jordan became a volume shooter, especially in the '98 season. And I thought that was so key perspective because I mean he was becoming more fatigued. He wasn't quite the Jordan. Like if you look at Jordan in '86 through like 90, 91, he never got tired. Never got tired, and if he did get tired, he never showed it. It never really showed in his play. That's why like I don't understand why people sit up here and say, oh yeah, well, uh, Pippen was a far better defender than Jordan. No, he wasn't. Jordan was way, way, way more tenacious than Pippen was. Way more tenacious, and he was even he was somewhat tenacious when he came back for the second three-peat. But that's a whole nother story. People got to understand, man, that your body wears down. Like, and I give LeBron this, man. He's an excellent for his age and him being 19 years in the league. It's phenomenal. Some guys won't admit that just because they have this disdain for LeBron or they hate LeBron or they can't stand LeBron and all this other stuff. Man, it is amazing to be in that type of shape and still be running up and down the floor in year 18 going on to year 19. That is amazing. But guess who else did it? Kareem did it. Now he played the center position, and of course, when it comes to the center position and the big man position, you're not really uh, putting as much strain, I should say, or carrying as much load. You're not having to move as much because when you're a guard, you're doing you're so much more active. If when you're a guard or a swing man, because you cut, you move, da 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 da. But see, well, I know way back when, like when it was a traditional big man type of league, uh, they would go back to the paint, go down to the block, and wait for the ball or whatever, block the shot. But you had guys that would run the floor like um, Hakeem Olajuwon or Patrick Ewing. A lot of people don't know Patrick Ewing used to run the floor too. Shaquille O'Neal would run the floor. It wasn't like, oh yeah, block the shot. Da, da, da. No, they was getting up and down the floor. Kevin Garnett running the floor. Even Tim Duncan, he would run the floor. He wasn't as fast as everybody, but he was still running the floor. So you can't just sit here and look at those. See, because this is what people do. They look at YouTube, or they'll look at these guys when they were when they're in like year 13 or year 14 and stuff like that, and they'll be like, oh yeah, that's Hakeem or something like that. Man, that's Hakeem. He played for the Raptors. No, if you really want to look at Hakeem, you got to look at Hakeem in '86 or look at Hakeem in '94, '95. Even 94, '95, he was a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? But he still was a phenomenal player. But like Hakeem in the '80s was vicious. Or you look at Jordan in the last three P. Oh yeah, you need to look at Jordan. But you can't base a player's whole their whole style of play just off of a film that you've seen in the latter part of in the twilight zone of their career. So like when you look at LeBron, if you look at LeBron in year 19, and then you go look at LeBron in year one, two, and three, you're gonna see a tremendous difference, a tremendous difference. So you can't sit here and judge that player off of just what you see, but that's what a lot of people do. They'll have a photographic memory of how that player played just because it was in year 13 or something like that. No, you got to look at them when they were there at their absolute peak, when they were winning championships. Even when Kawhi comes back, we got to see how he looks when he comes back. Even when Tristan Thompson comes back, or not Tristan. I'm sorry about that. Clay Thompson. Sorry, what am I tripping on? Clay Thompson. Clay Thompson. When Clay Thompson comes back, we gotta see how he looks. You gotta see how these guys look when they come back because injuries change a lot about a player depending on what type of injury it was. For Larry Bird, it was his back, man. For Isaiah Thomas, it was the Achilles. For Kobe Bryant, it was the Achilles. For Jamal Mashburn, I think it was his knee. For Grant Hill, it was his ankle. It was his ankle. A lot of these players they end up getting hurt and their careers are never the same. They're never the same, man. But for LeBron, I gotta give him his salute. A lot of people don't give him his salute, but I give him his salute for for staying. See, what you want to do is play the game for as good as you can, as long as you can. You want to be at your absolute best for as long as you can. That's what a lot of players desire to do. Like Kareem was still even. It's funny to say this. Even at his downside of his career, he was still good for close to 20 points. What's up, RJ Guap? I see you in the building. So, you know, you gotta put that in perspective. Year 18, year 19, like what are you doing? Can you run 82? Can you run 82 days straight? I know a lot of you guys, man, y'all sit up here, y'all criticize LeBron, and y'all say, okay, well, man, LeBron can't do this, or LeBron can't do that. Man, this dude is running 82 games through it. No, he only missed the playoffs just a couple times in his career. Other than that, been he's always played 82 plus games, plus the Olympics, plus summer leagues, plus working out, plus off season work. That's a lot of mileage, man. A lot of mileage. That's a lot of mileage. So we gotta stop acting like this guy doesn't have the right to to kind of go on a downslope of his career. It happens to every player. It happens to every player, man. I know some people wanted me to sit up here and shit on LeBron and say all this other stuff about him. I'm not gonna do that, man. Do I like some of the things that LeBron do? No, but I don't like some of the things that Jordan did. I don't like some of the things that God rest his soul. I didn't like some of the things that Kobe did. I didn't like some of the things that Kareem did. I didn't like some of the things that Hakeem did. I didn't like some of the things that Shaq did. I didn't like some of the things that Russell Westbrook did. But see, I'm not subjective. I'm objective, and there's a difference. There's a lot of people that wish that they could play 19, 20 years. Shoot, there's people that wish that they could play 30 years and still be in tip top shape. A lot of people are giving LeBron praise because just the fact that he made it in year 15, past year 15, with hardly no injury. Some people were like, "Damn, it's about time you had a major injury." I know that's what I said. I said it's about time. But that goes to show you how well he takes care of his body. Now there's some unfortunate type of injuries that have taken place to some players, which I'm not going to name, but I'm talking about in terms of just like the obvious, the more frequent injuries that take place, like the sprained ankles and the knees and stuff like that. Talking about those type of injuries. That comes from taking care of your body, like your knees and your lower extremities, your ankles, your hamstrings, uh, even even not put so much pressure on your Achilles because your Achilles is ruptured. Your Achilles is like a rubber band, so it could just snap at any given time. Y'all tell me what you think, man. Polo Sports Talking ENT. I'll holler at y'all.